Hello everyone, welcome to the Code Code, and it is the third part of our deployment setup. Till the last part, we created the Docker Compose file, which reduced the time of deployment from 30 to 40 minutes to just around a few minutes or few seconds. But that Docker Compose file was not ready for the production level. So to do that, we are going to work on that Docker Compose file. Just not only in that Docker Compose file, we are going to work on that Docker image too, which was used by the background job workers and also by our web application. So let's see what we are going to learn in this part. So first of all, we are going to work on our Docker file, which was used by the worker processes and also by our web application. That Docker file was not optimized, and we are going to see how we are going to optimize that file by reducing its size. And it's a multi-stage Docker image creation. I will tell you the complete concept so that you can understand that what is happening and why it is required. Then we are going to work on our Docker Compose file. Earlier, there were so many hard-coded things inside that Docker Compose file, which is a very bad thing for the production. It should not be there. So we are going to eliminate those all hard-coded thing from the Docker Compose, and we are going to make it ready for the production level. After doing it, we are going to deploy and test whether our application is working or not. Okay, so let's first start with the Docker file. So before going to that, I need to tell you about the multi-stage builder. So for that, I'll just open one drawboard. Where it is. Okay, so okay, here's the marker. So let's say it is our Docker image. This Docker image contains this from section where we were using the Python Slim. Okay, and then we were doing some steps, and then we are going to just copy the requirement file. And after copying this requirement file, what we were doing the pip install. So what happened at the time of pip install? What it do, there are so many libraries, like there are hundreds of libraries, let's say, inside your requirements.txt. And when you do the pip install, there are few libraries there which need some kind of builder tools. Okay, so it need builder tools. These builder tools are required for the I will say psychopg2. Just don't see the spelling. I just forget every time. This psychopg2 and many other libraries use the builder tool to create the setup which can be used inside the application. So when we do the pip install or some other command like this apt update or apt update or anything apt install, anything you do inside this Docker image, it will take all those libraries and it will store inside your image. So the last image which will be created, it will contains all the builder tools as well. But for our application, those builder tools are not required at all. We just want to focus on the libraries which we need, and also the web application which we want to the the complete setup of our application which we want to just copy inside our pod. So how we can remove the process or how we can do some process so that builder tools will not be included in our final image. So for that we are going to use the this multi stage build. Okay, so for that only we use this multi-stage build. Okay, let me just clear it. Okay, so it is cleared. Now we can see how this builder image work. So we are going to use this from statement two times. From. In the first part, we are going to do all the process which we were normally doing, like copying and then run pip install, and also if required then run apt get update. What it will do, it will create the wheel packages. It will create the wheel packages. And when we come to this from part, what we are going to do, we will do the copy wheel to some desired location. So when we do this copy wheel to the desired location, so this particular part will create the image for us, and it will not have any kind of builder tools. Okay, so we understood like in a single Docker file, there will be multiple from statement. So in the earlier from statement, we will collect all the requirements to create a setup for our application. And in the second part, we are just going to copy that binary to our image so that our application can use those binaries and can perform all the features for which our application is designed. Okay, so it is the concept of this Docker multi-build. So let's go to our repository where we last time did all the things. Okay, let me close it. It is not required now. Okay, so here it is. If you are new to it, or you just want to apply the prod changes to your existing Docker Compose file. So for you, it is the repository which is open to all. If you go here, I will provide the link, and if you want to see the previous lectures also, those links are also available inside the description. You can come there, you can go there and you can clone this repository, and in the dev deployment branch, you will find all those things which we discussed till the lecture 2, okay, of this deployment setup. Fine. Okay, so let's come back here, and here if I see, okay, let's do the ls and check the branch, git branch. Okay, so we are at the dev deployment and it is a git branch. Okay, let me just increase the screen size and do the clear. Fine. So we are going to work on the Docker file first. Docker file vi. And here, what I have is this Python 3.10 slim. Then we are using this pip install no cache dir requirement.txt. So even with this also, we are going to have some kind of builder tools, and that is not required. So we are going to modify this file. So what we are going to do is, okay, let me just enter it, and then we will remove these things from the below, and we will keep the other things as well. So okay, so it will be from, okay, let me just copy it again so it will be easy for us. Okay, so from Python 3 colon 10 dot slim as builder, as builder, okay, we will keep the env variables as it is, and then we will keep the work dir as it is. Then also we will use the run apt get update, because sometimes what happened is you take some instance of your image and that have some old libraries which are not compatible with the newer version which you are using. So we are going to update the builder things, all the packages which work as a backend for your application. So apt get update, and then what we will do, okay, and apt get install hyphen y hyphen no install. Okay, let me just copy it so it will be easy for me to explain only. Okay, no install recommends build essential gcc and libpqdev. So this build essential gcc and libpqdev are those packages which are required while using some Python libraries, which we are using at this point of time. And it might be possible you need to study all of your libraries if you're not working on the fast API, but for the fast API, for the Pydantic essentials, we need these kind of builder tools as well. Okay, so let me just do the cleanup also, and rm-rf var var lib apt var lib apt lists and star. Okay, so it will do all the cleanup as well, but it will keep the required builders. Okay, then we are doing the copy requirements. That is fine. Then we are doing the pip install, but also we need some everything which is updated. So what we will do, we will upgrade the pip as well here. So pip install hyphen hyphen upgrade pip and pip wheel. Okay, pip wheel. Sorry, wheel. No depths hyphen hyphen wheel dir slash uh, wheels. Okay, wheels hyphen r requirements dot txt. Okay, so what it will do, it will first of all upgrade your pip, and then what it will do, it will install all the requirements and it will convert them into the wheel binary or wheel package. Okay, so that is fine. And then I want to do this with to the app. Okay, there's one more thing which we should know, that when we are going for a production server and we are creating any kind of image which will be used by your application or the application which is also running in a container, we always provide a user for it. We create a user and we provide access only to that user. So because somehow some hackers gain access of your internal container, and if you are running it as a root user, they will have the access of complete thing. It can destroy your application, they can do some resource modification, and that is not a good thing. So for that, what we need is we need one app user which will work for this image only. So that if any uh, hacker try to access or gain access of this particular container, they will have the least privilege, okay, to do anything. Okay, so right now we have this copy app. Okay, fine. Okay. Now let's come to the second part. So here in this part, we created the wheel packages which are required for our application to run. So now let's come back here, and right now we don't need the set env variable, so we will remove it. Okay. We need the work directory which will be as app and okay, let me remake this app also. Okay, fine. So it is the app, and okay, these all things. Cd app work dir app. Okay, install. Let's do the install. Copy hyphen hyphen from equals to builder. The builder we are referring here with the builder which we defined earlier. Okay, so it is the builder from builder slash wheels slash wheels. Okay, slash wheels, and then what we will do, run pip install hyphen hyphen no, okay, just hyphen hyphen no cache. Okay, no cache dir slash wheels slash star, and then and rm hyphen rf slash wheels. Okay, so we just copied. Okay, let me remove the comment here. So we handled all the things, and right now in the wheel packages, in the wheel folder, only the required packages are there. No, not all the builder tools. Okay, so copy. Now we are going to we don't need this requirements.txt right now because we already did the work inside the wheel, and we also don't need this copy install this. Okay, we will remove it. Fine. And okay, now it is time to copy. Okay, run pip install. Okay, from now it's time to copy the rest of the application which is present inside this app. Copy from where is this? Okay, from builder slash app slash app. Okay, let me just write down all the things. Run chown hyphen r app slash app slash app. Okay, and then user app expose 8000, and then we will leave the cmd here for the fallback. Okay, let me explain you what we are doing here is. Okay, so right now we just copied all the things inside the builder here. We copied the our application also inside the app of the builder, uh, of our builder step. So, or builder intermediate image. So from here, what we did is we just copied that uh, application here from the builder, and then again, as I told you, like we need a least privilege user. So we created one user app, and that app will be used to do all the operation inside this container. And after it, we are exposing the 8000 port, and then we are using the CMD. Why I only wrote CMD here is because it might be possible that you forgot or you did something, you forgot to provide command inside the Docker Compose file, and for the fallback, the CMD will be there. Even if you don't write CMD and provide command there, that will be fine. But if you provide CMD and also provide command there, that command will override the CMD. So it is just for the fallback. If you don't want to write, if you want to just use this image somewhere else using the command line, this Docker without any Docker Compose, then you can use it too. Okay. So we will save it. Okay. So we updated our Docker file, and right now it's time to work on the prod. Okay. I guess I should do something which is like C. Okay. Let's see. Ls. Where is the compose YAML? Okay. cp compose to compose dot prod dot YAML. Okay. Fine. And also, I guess we have one dot env also. ls hyphen a. Okay. Do we have the .env? Okay, we have this env file too. So what we are going to do is we are going to do the cp of .env to .env.prod. Okay, so we have two new files, this .env.prod and .env. I should make that Docker file copy also. I just forgot. Okay, that's fine. We have the uh, backup also, so we will use that. Let me just do the Docker file too. Dockerfile.prod. Okay, there was no Docker file. Okay, fine. Dockerfile to Dockerfile.prod. Let's go back here. Where was the Docker file? It is our Docker file. Let me just copy it. We will create one Docker file. So we will have all the version. Okay. So we have the previous files also. We have the new files too. So let's work on the compose.prod.yaml. Okay. So we have this Docker file. Let's collect its all the env variables which we are calling from here, and we will use these hard-coded env variable inside the env.prod. Okay, so let me just copy these all things. Okay, notepad, where is my notepad? Okay, so these are the environment variables. Let's check if there is anything else which we are missing in the env. It is the same. Okay, database URL we have already covered. So we have all the things there which we need to remove from this Docker Compose file. And we also need to work on the some validations too. So what we will do, we will just come, we will just close it. What happened? Okay, and we will go inside the .env.prod, .env.prod. Okay, so we have this thing. So now what we will do, okay, we are just going to define these all things. Where is my notepad? Okay, let me just copy it. Okay, just let me correct the syntax. Database URL, database sync URL. Okay, secret key we already have. Okay, we will use the secret key. You can generate a new secret key also if you want. Algorithm, Celery broker URL, Celery result backend. Okay, so we have this database URL, database sync URL, secret key, algorithm, but also what we did is, let me just save it and we will go through these all things. We have this env in a Postgres user, Postgres password, Postgres DB. These Postgres DB can be hard coded here, that's not an issue, but Postgres user and password should not be included inside the Docker Compose file, and it should not be updated in any kind of Git or any version control system. So what we will do, we will take these variables also, this Postgres user, this Postgres password, okay, and okay, let me just go inside it. Okay, so we have this Postgres user, Postgres password. Anything else am I missing? The Celery is there, the secret key is there, okay. And also in the first part, we talked about like we are going to use process manager. In place of unicorn, UVcorn, we are going to use the combination of Gunicorn and UVcorn. So this Gunicorn will provide us the threads, uh, the the processor threads which we need, and each processor thread will run the one UVcorn main process. So it means like whatever like the more threads you have, the more processor are running for your application. So we will take that too from here. Okay, let's stay Gunicorn workers. Okay, we will take it as 6, not 6. I will say 2 only for now. Let me just update the syntax. Okay, this is this. Let me just update all the things. Um, Key equals to, and inside the URL, it will be this. Okay, So we have these all keys there, and now all we need to do is to call them inside the Docker Compose file. Okay, so let's open again this Docker Compose file. Now let's go for the web. Okay, so it is the web. Web have this context Docker file. We need the prod. Okay, Dockerfile dot prod and image. Okay, let's use the image as well. Image, fast API, ecom, web, or I will say backend. That will be more better. Let me update the web to backend. Okay, so it is the backend build context Dockerfile prod fast API ecom backend colon latest. Fine, latest. And command will be gunicon. It will be the gunicon command. Gunicon, gunicon hyphen hyphen worker hyphen hyphen worker table this and this gunicon underscore worker worker. Okay, gunicon worker and do the worker hyphen class worker hyphen class uvcon main app uvcon dot worker because we are going to create so many worker threads for it. Uvcon worker uvcon worker uvcon worker. Okay, bind. Okay, just remove this one. Why we are using this particular command, I explained clearly in the first part. So you can take reference like what this complete command means. So okay, we have this worker 0.0.0 colon 8000 and we don't need to provide this port here anymore like this, and it will be this main slash colon app and access. We don't need the reload and access log file. Just if you are getting confused with this command, you just ping me in the comment section. I will again explain it with the text. So if you are not able to understand like what is happening here, we are using the Gunicon as a process manager. This process manager will provide us independent and isolated threads. So whatever the Gunicon worker provided, we just provide here, like it will provide those many threads. Basically, these threads are depending on the cores, like how many cores your CPU have, and based on that, these Gunicon workers will be present. It completely depend on how large your system is or or how much resources you need to run your application. And then after that, when it will create those threads, in each thread this particular worker class will run. This worker class will use the same command, the uvcon. This uvcon will be run on those threads, and it will accept all the incoming traffic from all the IP, and it for the 8000 port. Okay, and it will run the main app, this main.py. It is the main.py, and inside the main.py I have this app instance of fast API. Okay, so we have all the things right now here, and it is the port. Okay, that's fine. We need the environment. Okay, so for the environment, right now we do not going to use these notation. Okay, so we will just clear it, clear it, clear it, clear it, and we will use it like this env file. In place of environment, we will use the env underscore file colon dot env dot prod. That's it. Nothing else is needed. Okay, so we have provided the env variables as well. And let's go for the something else. Let's say for the depends on, it will be the db. Okay, so for the db, what we will do, we will provide the condition here. We will make it more robust. So until unless that condition is not met, don't go for any further process, like don't build the backend. So for the db, place of list, use it like this. db, the condition will be service underscore healthy. Okay, so service underscore healthy. And so what does it mean by the service healthy? So if I go back to my db, and inside the db I have this health check. Okay, let me just scroll up. Okay, so it is the db, and inside the db I have this health check. Inside the health check I have this test. So this test will provide me the output. And what it will provide me, like it will be like started, then unhealthy, then healthy. So it will wait for these all the outputs. And when it will get, so let me just remove this underscore here. So it will check for the service output, what is coming from this command, and it will check for this healthy keyword. So if this healthy keyword is present there, then it means okay, the condition is true. So let me just put the underscore again. So we will be able to understand. Okay, so it is waiting for the service healthy. Now let me come back. Let's make one more thing. Okay, so the thing which we did here is env-file.env.prod. We can do the same for the DB as well. We don't need to write all the things because we already provided all the data inside the env.prod file. So let me just remove these all the things and put it this env file equals to colon dot env dot prod. And okay, that's fine. But before going any further, let's update the .env.prod. I guess I didn't provide the Postgres DB name here. Okay, so for the Postgres DB name, okay, it is the keyword, and for the keyword, it is the DB name, Fast API Ecom. Okay, I guess right now it's completed. Okay, let's come back to this compose file. So this DB part is completed, and for the DB, we also provided the condition as well. Now let's come to the Redis. If I go to the Redis, I have provided the same ping thing to the Redis too. So what I will do, I will just come here and I will put the same condition for the Redis as well. Okay, so it is the Redis, and inside the Redis, let's do the condition service healthy. Okay, let me just copy it. Okay, same goes with the worker. We don't want anything to be in a between state. Okay, so for the worker, let's check what thing we provided there. So for the worker, if I go for the, okay, I didn't provide anything. So let me just add one thing and we will update the health check inside the worker. So for here, its output will be completed successfully. Completed successfully. Okay, I will explain you this why I wrote completed successfully, because I told you it will check for the data of that CMD which we are going to run there, and it will check for this completed successfully in that output. Okay, so we have this. Okay, we have the network, we have the volume. Okay, volume is fine, or we can just put the, okay, we have the volume, we have the restart unless stopped. Okay, fine, that is good. We have the Redis. Redis do not depends on anyone. It's an independent container. So we can go from here to this part. Again, for the environment, what we will do, we will copy paste the same line. Where is that? Where is that? env file. Okay, here it is. env.prod. and let's paste it there. Okay, let me remove these all the things. Okay, env file, we have provided the env file here. It will be the dockerfile.prod. Okay, dockerfile.prod, and we will copy the image too. Okay, let me just copy from the above. Where is that backend? Here it is. Okay, they both will use the same. Okay, where it is, where it is, where it is. The worker. Okay, so here it is the image. We have the command that will be same like earlier. It will be the depends on DB and Redis. So what we will do, we will just go and copy paste these two things. Okay, we already have all the things. All we need to do is just to restructure it. Okay. Oh, DB, I guess. Okay, it is the migrate. We were working on the worker. Okay, so here is the DB and Redis. Fine, we have the volume, we have the network, we have the restart unless stop. Okay, now let's come to the migrate. Earlier, when we were running the Docker Compose file with the migrate, somehow it didn't work, and we had to run this migrate manually with the Docker Compose. It happened sometimes because it is not waiting because there was no condition. It just depends on the DB. Even if the DB is not started properly, it will try to migrate all the tables which we have defined inside the application to the DB. And somehow at the time that DB container was not up and it tried and it got failed. So that's why we had to migrate the tables manually by the command. So what we are going to do in the migrate part is we will just wait for the DB to be get service healthy, and then this migrate will work. Okay, so for the migrate, we have this build, we have this container. Again, this will be the dockerfile.prod. Okay, and after this dockerfile.prod, we will copy the image like earlier. Okay, we have this. Then we are going to do the command Alembic upgrade. Again, for the env, we will use the env prod. Let me just remove it. Database URL, it will get it from here, from the env file. Okay, and it depends on DB. That DB will be service healthy. So let's just copy it. DB is service healthy. We have the network and we have the restart. No. Okay, that is good. So right now we have all the things like we had earlier, and somehow we just removed all the hard coded things from here. Now it's time to run and execute. Okay, so we will save it. Okay, and what I will do, I will just go and check for all the Docker PS if there is any kind of running container. So what I will do, I will just stop all these things. Docker stop, it got stopped. This one is also, let's do the Docker PS. Okay, let's remove these pods as well. Docker RM. Okay, right now let's check for the images. Docker images ls. Okay, Docker images. So we have this, and I guess we have all the things as an image, but it will create new because we did some changes inside the way of taking data. Okay, so we have all the things. Now it's time to execute it. But we are going to take the prod file. So we need to define with the hyphen f. Okay, with the hyphen f, what is the file name? That file name is compose prod.yaml. Okay, YAML compose. Okay, fine. Let me just remove this one. Docker compose. Okay, it is just compose, not Docker compose. Compose.prod.yaml hyphen hyphen build hyphen d. Okay, let's run it. Okay, so I guess I did the typo mistake. I need to use the upgrade command here. Okay, let me just update the Docker file. Vi dockerfile.prod. prod. Okay, and where is the up update? Okay, this is the one. This is the upgrade. It should be upgrade. Okay, upgrade. Okay, so it is the upgrade here, and I guess it should work now. Okay, so let's run this docker compose hyphen f again. So it should not take much time because it used earlier few things. So it should take the uh, previous content also, which is present inside this machine only. So it will not take much time. Let's wait for a minute. So we get this invalid user app colon app. Okay, let's just visit the Docker prod file. And inside the Docker prod file, if I see from this from, I didn't created the user group. So it was my mistake. Okay, let me just add one. Okay, so here is the one app group, and it is also creating the app user as well. So after creating the app user, in this line, we are choosing the non-root user app to do all the actions. Okay, so let me just save it again. Okay, again, we will run this docker compose hyphen f. Uh, it should not take much time because all things are downloaded again. Okay, we will wait for 1 minute. Okay, so it went for the part where it is creating the containers. So currently it is waiting for the DB and it is waiting for the Redis. Okay, so it is in the healthy state. It is also in the healthy state. The worker right now, it will work for the worker, and the migrated one is recreated. Okay, so it is for the worker. Let it get completed. Okay, sorry, I got the issue. And let's close this process. We need to update few things which I missed earlier. So what we are going to do is we will go back here and we will do the vi compose prod.yaml, and inside the backend, in place of worker, we are going to use the migrate. Let me tell you why. Because for that only I saved few things. So if I see the worker pod output, the logs, it is a very long running process. It will never be just get completed at the output. So it will be waiting for the work from the queue, and then it will start do anything. So for that only, we are removing the worker, and we are adding the migrate here. So service completed successfully, and we are going to do the same condition for the worker also. So as for the backend, and same goes with the worker. So here we have this, and let me update the migrate as well. Okay, so we have migrate here as well. Now I guess it should not create any uh, issue for us. Run it again. Okay, so right now this worker is created, migrate is created, DB1, it is at the waiting stage. Fine. Okay, it is healthy, it is healthy, and now migrate exited. Okay, fine. Error response from the daemon, failed to create task for the container, failed to create shim task, OCI runtime create fail, unable to start the container process, error during container is init, executable file not find in the path unknown. Okay. So for that, we need to check even we have the Gunicon or not inside our requirements.txt. So let's check requirements.txt. Do we have the Gunicon A, B, C, D, E, F, G? Okay, so we are missing the Gunicon library here, and we need to add it. So what we will do? So let's just come out from it. Okay, we already initiated our env, so pip install Gunicon. Okay, so pip install Gunicon. It will install the Gunicon, and then we will redirect it to the requirements.txt, and then we will rebuild our image again. Okay, so let's just wait for it. Okay, so it installed. Let's do the pip freeze requirement.txt. Okay, so now let's run the build command again. Let's do the build again. Uh, Guess it should not create any issue right now. Just only it need to update the Gunicon library inside the wheels from where it is taking all the things while building the image. Okay, so it did all the stuff. Now only it need to update the image. Okay, so right now it comes to the part where it is creating the pods. Okay, it is waiting for the DB1. Fine, it's healthy, and everything executed without any error. Now it's come the part for the verification and testing. So what we will do, we will come again back to our Postman and we will check with the same get categories and post categories. Okay, so we will try to run this get categories first. Okay, do we get anything? Okay, response, where is the response? Is it not running or what? I didn't get any response. Okay, Docker logs, fast API, e-commerce backend one. Okay, Gunicon error. Okay, ambiguous option worker could match workers, worker class. Okay, again one type of mistake. Then what is this? Ambiguous options. Worker could watch workers. Okay, what I used here is, let me just go to the Docker Compose. Okay, Gunicon worker, worker class. And what it is providing me, worker class hyphen hyphen worker class hyphen hyphen worker hyphen class hyphen hyphen worker hyphen class. Okay, that is fine. Hyphen hyphen worker. Okay, that is also fine. Hyphen hyphen workers. Okay, I just missed one S here. So let me add it. Okay, let's run it again. And okay, let's see this time what will happen. Okay, it just really went very fast to this part. Okay, it got exited. Okay, let me check for the Docker PS first. Okay, we have all the container, Docker logs. Let's check first for the backend because it was the one which was creating the issue for us. So there is Docker logs. Okay, I just used the wrong one. I need to use the, okay, it is the worker, it is the backend. So I need to copy this one. Let's see. Expecting work one argument, still getting one argument. Mm, okay, I got the issue and I'll explain to you first. So what is happening here is we are providing the env file with the .env.prod, but what it will do, it will set the env variable inside the container. But what we are trying to do here is while running the command, this gunicon hyphen hyphen workers, we are trying to access that gunicon workers from that env file which is not yet loaded. So that is why it is not able to get the value from the env.prod file. So for that, what I will do for now, I will just keep the 2 here in place of this variable. Okay, so I have just keep the 2 here and I didn't provide any kind for log file. So I will just remove it for now. Okay, so this is the one command which should work right now. Okay, so let me just remove it. Okay, okay. Let's use the access log file with the some location. Okay, vi compose log. No, I do not want to save this. Okay, just remove it, and go to the end. Access log file to the temp. Okay, now let's run it again. This build command docker compose -f this. Okay, Where is that build up hyphen D? Okay. So right now it should do the work for us, and let's see how much time it will take. Okay. It just created all the things. Docker PS. Okay, we have this, and again it is restarting for the backend. Why so? Okay, let's check the logs. Temp isn't writable. Okay, it's a directory. Fine. We will use the I slash log dot txt. So we will have the logs, whatever will be provided by the console. Okay. So let's run it again, and I hope it should be our last run. And let's see if it is fine or not. Okay, it executed. Let's check Docker PS. Okay, everything is up, 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 up. Okay, still with the backend, it is restarting. Now, what the issue? No module name uvcon.worker. From the log, it is clear now that where it is lacking. So this uvcon.worker, and let's check what I have used because it should be uvcon.workers. So it must be with my compose YAML. So here it is uvcon.worker. It is written, and I need to put it a single s here. So it should do the work for me. And let's run this file again. Okay, where is that? Come on, Docker compose up hyphen f build force recreate. There's no need to use the force recreate now. And okay, hyphen hyphen build hyphen hyphen d. Okay, okay, it should be before to up. Okay, compose this, and then up. Fine. Okay, up build d. Uh, let's cross our finger. I hope it should run now. Okay, let's do the Docker PS. Ah, great. So it is up from last 5 seconds. Finally, it is working. If I see application started complete. Okay, great, really great. So let's come back here to our Postman and check whether this get request is working or not. But before, okay, let's directly run it. Okay, so I have some data in it just for the testing I used it. What I will do, I will create one more data here. I will go to the post, go to the body, and in place of game, I will provide some another category that will be like sports. Okay, sports. Hit the send button. Okay, 2 ID. ID2 is created. Let's hit the second. It should give me all the categories. Okay, so right now I have the game, I have the sports, so it is working fine right now. It was bit long video because we got into so many errors, but these errors are the one which showed us like where we can make the mistakes. Still, I need to work on my typos because it was very long time when I worked on it. So I'll try not to do this from the next lecture. And if this video anyhow helped you at anywhere, that would be great for me and for you also. So if you like it, then please like it, subscribe it, share it. And in the next part, so till now we are able to create a Docker Compose for the production level, but right now it's time to deploy it using the orchestrator, deployment orchestrator. Deployment orchestrators are Docker Swarm, Kubernetes. These are the deployment orchestrator, and we will discuss uh, so many things about like how these orchestrator work, what should we do at what condition, what are the things which are required, and when it is when once when this setup is completed, then we will go for the pipeline. So from the pipeline, it will automatically trigger all the things, all the changes, and it will update your application at the runtime. So this is the target which we are aiming right now. So this is the aim which we are like targeting right now. So that's it. Thank you, and thanks for watching.